I mentioned, safety equipment. Anytime you go on a boat, you want to make sure there is adequate safety gear on board. We, of course, do have safety equipment aboard this vessel. On the upper deck, you will see Stephanie. On the lower deck near the bow, you will see Tasha. They're both holding life jackets in their hands. These are United States Coast Guard approved life jackets. These are the horse collar design jackets. To use them correctly, in the event of an emergency, they go over your head. There's a strap that goes around your back. It will snap in the front of the jacket. And in the unlikely event, any captain would say, hey, we have to leave this particular vessel to do so safely. You cross your arms in front of you across the life jacket and step away safely from the boat, awaiting further instructions. Oh, one last note, because of technology, etc. There is the risk, as we get halfway back in the canyon, potentially of losing cell phone signal. Don't panic. If we do lose a signal, look around you. The stuff you see is nature. And we will get the signal back shortly. If anyone has any anxiety issues regarding that, just talk to one of the crew and we'll be happy to walk you through it. As you made your way down here today and came into the National Forest, you saw this body of water here. You might have asked yourself, where did this water come from? This used to be the Salt River at one time. Underneath us was the Salt River working its way through the canyon, but they built a dam. And the dam is located right in front of us. If you look and see those red buoy markers lying on the water, that is the Stewart Mountain Dam. The water's about 95 feet deep right there, and it spills over right into the Salt River. Using sporting terms, I guess you could say it's about 4 football fields wide. And earlier in the season, we actually opened the dam a little bit and let some of this water out so that the people that are tubing on the Salt River, they have enough water underneath them as they're floating down on those tire inner tubes. That dam looks a little different than Hoover Dam or Boulder Dam, a little bit different design, and architects do come down here to look at the design of this construction of this dam. When you drove here today, you entered into the National Forest, the Tonto National Forest, and as you drove to the boat today and you looked around, you saw all that wide open space. You are correct, there is a lot of territory and land here. It's 3 million acres. So this is about 2.5 times the size of the Grand Canyon. This is quite a large park. You are also in the desert right now, even though we're on a body of water here in the Sonoran Desert. There's about 80 deserts in the world. And this particular desert that you're in today has the most wildlife and the most plant life of any of the deserts on our planet. See some things that are kind of far away from us, so a good way to practice right now, if you look off the port side, look off in the distance about 25 miles away. You'll see a mountain range out there. You'll see 4 peaks on top of that mountain range, and that is, of course, called the 4 Peaks, and that is the silhouette that's on the license plate for the state of Arizona. Who lives up there on those 4 peaks? Black bear live up there. There are black bear that live in that area. That mountain range right there is about 7,700 feet high. So that's about 2,000 feet higher than Denver, Colorado. And it's not the highest peak in Arizona, but that is a pretty tall mountain range. While we're underway today, we might see some rock formations that look like different things. As an example, if you look directly in front of us at the first cliff face that we're going to be approaching, there's something on top of it called Teddy Bear Ridge. If you take a close look, you might be able to tell why they call it Teddy Bear Ridge. You might see what looks like the head of a teddy bear with maybe one of the ears folded over. If you don't see the teddy bear, you might want to go down to the bar and see Tasha try one of our fine Bloody Marys. We're approaching what's actually the deepest part of the lake. This area that we're coming into right about now is, I guess it's about 12 stories deep, so it's about 125 feet deep. So back in 1930, they built a dam, Stewart Dam behind us. When they built that dam, over the years the water started filling up and filling this canyon, making this lake that we're on today. As we leave the main body of the lake, we're going to start entering the canyon area, and if you look in front of us on the starboard side here, you'll see this large initial cliff face that we're approaching. They call this lava cliff. It's actually not lava, it's sort of a finely grained granite. But you'll note that it is pretty imposing and fairly large here. If you look at the bottom of the cliff, or the base of the cliff where it meets the water, you'll notice that there's a high water mark on the bottom of the cliff. Gives you a little idea of how high the water was a little earlier. Looks like we're down about 8 or 10 inches. They actually let water out of this body of water, as I said, to run over into the Salt River. But they can refill this body of water, and they do it several times a day because there's 3 other lakes behind us. There's a good chance we can see a lot of birds in this particular area because there's a number of birds that live around here, there's egrets, the white egrets. We could see some great blue herons. You might see some hawks or some turkey vultures flying around. And if we're lucky, we might see some American bald eagles. Well, I think it's going to be our lucky day today, so if you've got a nice 35mm camera, why don't you get it kind of set up, and I'll show you a spot here that we're coming to. Actually, if you look to the starboard side of the boat, which we all know is that way, you take a look up near the top of that cliff, you'll see what looks like a white 7 maybe on a little way, and see 2 eagles sitting up there on the nest. I think the 7's made out of bird guano, but there's 2 eagles right there. That's an eagle's nest right there. And there's about 50 pair of nesting bald eagles in the state. So if you look up near the top, you see it up there? Way up here? Way up there. Oh, I see. On our lower deck, if you look from midship off the starboard side, look up at that highest cliff face, about 15 feet from the top.